Howdy folks, welcome to episode 7, and it's a beautiful sunrise today, and I wanted to show you a couple things. So why don't we go down here, and we will, I don't know why I'm going down here, I don't need to do this to look at the control panel, but I always seem to think I need to be looking at the fuel tank or something. So this is the control panel with the P key, and I was trying to show you the groupings last time and it was all messed up. So I wanted to show you this. Now the fridges are not grouped right now, so you can create a new group. We'll call them fridges. And then we can take this and we can add to a group. We select fridges. And then we can add the rest of them to the last group. So there we have our fridges. Now if we want to turn them off, where is the fridges group? Huh. Okay. That's interesting too. So apparently you can't turn off the fridges. I try to show you something new and I run into another bug. Okay. The essentials, here we go. I've grouped those all. This little thing is what turns on and off each group. So if I turn this off, for example, and I go to this constructor here, and I try to make something. Let's say I want to make some cement. And where is that? Where's the cement? Oh, I've got the base thing, that's why. You know, I try to make some cement, it just sits there. It won't craft until I turn that back on. So, and again, I'm pointing at the fuel tank as if that means something. So when you turn that on, now notice the crafting comes on. Now you can also turn the lights on and off with F for anything. That's a default for anything. You can turn all the lights on and off with F. If you want to turn only the grow lights, if you want to turn off the lights but leave the grow lights on, what you can do is you can group your lights like this, and you can turn those off but leave the grow lights on. So as you can see, our plants are still going to grow, but we're not running all the other lights. So there we go. And so that is the power grouping. And let me turn, and you can toggle those lights. You can override that grouping by toggling the lights with the F key anyway as well. The other thing I wanted to show you was in here, the coffee is really handy if you haven't used that yet. What it does is it gives you 200 stamina points. So down here when you're running, your stamina starts running out, and you take coffee and you can get, it gives you 200 more stamina points. Even better, you combine the coffee with this phoenix fern frond, which are kind of rare around here, but you can find them, so keep an eye out for them. And what they make is they make an adrenaline shot. So here we'll make an adrenaline shot. As you can see, you just make them in the food processor, of course. And so we'll add this to our thing, and we'll check this out. Now I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to start running around. And notice that my stamina is dropping. Now if I take an adrenaline shot, I get 50 seconds of my adrenaline no longer drops. And I think it actually recovers a little bit even when I'm running. But yeah, as you can see, I'm cruising around at full speed. I'm running like a madman, and my stamina is not going down. So this would be really great for when, for example, you're charging at a base that has turrets and you're wanting to dodge back and forth as the turrets are shooting at you. You can do that without dropping your stamina, and you run out of stamina as the thing's shooting at you. So you can do that without running out, which is really handy. So that timer goes for 50 seconds, and it allows you to do that, which is pretty cool. These lights are a little too bright. I think it's actually washed out in here. But anyway, that is what the Phoenix Fern Fronds, that is what the adrenaline shot does. It's really cool, and I think I will be using those in future instances. Now here is the Spadoinkle. I named the small vessel and completed the decoration, put a little trim on it and stuff, and did here, let's see, we'll get the backpack going, and painted it up and everything. I put little fins on it and stuff. I still need to get some minerals. I forget which ones I need in order to, I think I need the power coil, so I need to get Erestrum and Zescosium in order to make the weapons that I can put on here. So I plan to put on railguns, and I need 5 power coils for each railgun. So that's 5, 10, 15, 30, so I need 30 of each ingot is what I think I need. So anyway, I've got this, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to take off, and I keep hitting the Alt key wrong. We're going to take off, and on the map I was wandering around and I found this Talon Guardian village thing, and I haven't gone there yet to look at it. I just saw it on the map, and when I was doing the, let's see, it's southwest, when I was doing the whatchamacallit, when I was wandering around with the hovercraft. So I figured we'd go down there and see what that's all about. So we'll go check it out, and let's see here. Hopefully nothing else is over there that will shoot at us. Although I do have weapons on this SV now. And why am I... Oh, I went way in the wrong direction. Okay. That was strange. Okay. I really thought I was going in the right direction. But yeah, here's the Guardian Village, and I believe these guys are friendly. Now, as you see up in the upper left, it's 1.2 now, and according to the devs in 1.2, the Guardians now... Oh, and they have spawners. They come from spawners. Huh. As of 1.2, the Guardians now... Yeah, they're spawning now. They now will attack together. If you attack one of them, they'll all attack you, which is kind of cool. And supposedly they're listed as predators now on the thingy. That's interesting. So the spawner block... The spawner blocks just sit there, and so they'll spawn up to 3 of them, and if you kill one, it will wait until the body despawns and then spawn another one. So each spawner can have 3 of them out in the world at a time. And let me see... They have gardens. Ooh, that would be really handy. Those would be handy. And I probably should keep my jetpack on just in case they decide to attack me or something. And cool. Okay, so they have crates here. I wonder if I can steal their stuff and if they'll get mad and attack me if I take their stuff. They don't seem to care. Cool. I can take their stuff. Alright, thanks guys. I needed some extra stuff. Let's see what else that we did the end room. Let's see what else is in here. More crates? Man, those guys sound mad. They do not sound pleasant. Ooh, there's some hydrogen fuel packs, which are actually not that great. And there's a core. Huh. I wonder if they get mad at you if you take out their core or if you attack their base or anything. We've got ores. There's an empty cargo box. And there's a big cargo box. Huh. That's interesting. And, ooh, there's a big container. Let's see. Nice. Heavy landing gear. Cool. Okay. That's a very rare. And all I got was, like, stuff that I can craft already. That's kind of lame, if you ask me. And I like the plants sitting around here. The little villages. Keep waiting for them to go, And I'm really hoping that you'll be able to trade with these guys in the future and stuff, if they'll act like NPCs, although I don't know what you can trade with them. Well, I guess they have some stuff. Maybe stuff that they recovered from crashed ships or something, but they have some stuff, so I suppose you could trade. And yeah, I don't need any of that. I can live without that stuff. Now, there's something that you can do with the blueprint here, with the blueprint factory. What you can do is you put stuff in here and then you can build and spawn things out. And if you have a bunch of stuff that you want to recycle, since there's currently no recycler, it's not really, honestly, I don't think it's that efficient, and you'd probably be faster, unless it's some super hard to find resource, you'd probably be faster to actually go harvest stuff instead of trying to recycle it. But if you want to recycle something, what you can do is you can make a, let's see, where did I put that? A recycler. You can make a recycler thing that for example, in this one, it's just a generic base with some blocks and some electronic, those decorative computer consoles. And the whole idea was just to make these, to make it so that it needs these to build. So you put a bunch of stuff in your thing, you tell it to factory, you put a bunch of stuff in here that you want to recycle. You build this thing, and then you spawn it into the world, and then you use your breakdown tool, your repair and remove tool, to break those into the components that you needed. So you can actually, you get a bunch of electronics, etc., cables and metal plates and everything. And so you could do that if you wanted to recycle things. You can actually do that. For example, the guns, there's no way to recycle guns right now, and so you can do that with the guns. The village is kind of cool. And so yeah, let me see if I can shoot, because I'm an idiot and I want to see if I can shoot the core out and not make them mad at me. So let's see. They're not coming at me. Huh. Yeah, they're not coming at me. Let's see. And nope, I can't turn it on, so it's not a... There we go. No, they're still not mad at me. Huh. Okay. Apparently you can attack their base and they don't care. You can destroy their village. You can take these things out. Too bad you can't harvest these for something. Let's see. Yeah, you don't get anything out of those. And this is a small generator. Okay. So yeah, you don't really get much out of that. And I can't even pick them up because my inventory's full. Nice. Okay. Let me go put this stuff in the ship. And I will take all this stuff back to base, and I will meet you guys back at base in a minute. Okay guys, we're back, and I wanted to show you also I've got a bunch of canned meat and a bunch of canned vegetables for my food supply that I've been building up. So I've been doing that, and I also spent a little time harvesting, chopped down quite a bit of a forest. And while I was over there doing that, I saw some other things, and I thought of something too. So why don't we jump into the hovercraft with the harvester on it. And I wanted to show you this. So we'll get this going and see if I can remember where this thing is. It's kind of funny because this village is so close and I didn't even notice it there because I didn't go that far. But yeah, it's like we're neighbors. I mean, you can, if you go up from the top of my base, you can like almost see the thing. So over here, this was actually all forest, and I chopped it down. You can see there's some little trees right here. And so I left this one tree over here because when I was chopping it down, what I saw was those purple thingies, the phoenix frond plants, and here you can see them here. And so there's a few of them over here. And so I wanted to grab those. These are the ones that you use to make those adrenaline shots. So they are in the forests, as I guessed. They do show up in the forest. And so you can grab a bunch of those when you're running through the forest. So when you're doing that, make sure to keep an eye out for those and grab them, because they can be really handy if you like using adrenaline, using your stamina to run, which in this game it's very handy, especially when you're trying to attack something and dodge and stuff. So here is the village. It's like right here, which like I said is kind of surprising. And I thought of something else I wanted to try just because it's funny. And so the thing is that the harvester attacks stuff and they don't care. They don't even notice. They don't have any, they're not coded. Nice. Nice. They're not coded to respond to that. So yeah, I can just take his stuff, and I don't think, let's see, we're going to find out. This is what I want to find out, is I don't think he will actually get mad. I don't think they will get mad if I kill them, like the other guys won't aggro at me. So if I attack this guy... Is it not? Is it not getting him? Am I missing him? I think I'm missing him because of that plant. Okay, let's see. No, he's not coming at me still. That's hilarious. Do I have the... Yeah, I have the repair tool. So let's see if I can get the plant out of there. Whoa. Okay. And... yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. Cool. So, yeah, you could actually use this to slaughter these guys, and it doesn't use up a bunch of ammo. As I was saying before that thing got too loud, it doesn't use up a bunch of ammo. It doesn't... it doesn't put you in danger. It's actually... I'm putting in a bug report for it because, in my opinion, it's cheating, you know? And so I'm not going to sit here and do this all day because it's not really in the spirit of the game or anything. But I just thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, I wonder if you could do that, and sure enough, you can. So let's see. Let's go here, and I bet I can jump over this. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, you could basically take those buildings out. You could take the buildings out, and you could leave the spawners there, and they'll keep spawning as you kill them or whatever, as the bodies go away, as the bodies despawn, and they'll keep coming back, which, like I said, is ridiculous. And yeah, so probably don't want that in the game. So I'm putting in a bug report, and if you guys are on the forum, those of you that are on the forum, you probably see that. And so anyway, I'm going to go back to base again, and I think what we need to do is we need to get some power coils in order to get weapons, my weapons on the ship. But in order to get power coils, I need Arestrum and Zascosium. In order to get those, I need to go into space and warp, and in order to warp I need a CV, and in order to build a CV I need flux coils. In order to build flux coils I need Sathium. In order to get Sathium I need to go into space and mine an asteroid. So all of that is, in other words, what I need to do is I need to get in the ship, and let me turn this off. I need to get in the small vessel, and I need to go up into space and mine some asteroids. So let me grab a drill. Here we go, and some charges, and I can put this stuff away, and get rid of all this stuff, and not do that. Why did I just put that in the constructor? That was weird. Okay. I meant to put it in the fridge, and... actually, I can just let that stuff expire, too, if I wanted to. We'll put this in the fridge, though, because what I want to do, and I want to grab some oxygen. Apparently, I don't have an oxygen tank on my HV, or it's low. So, okay, we're going to go into the ship, and we're going to go into space and mine an asteroid. We'll see if we can find some Sathium. So, here we go. And for those of you who haven't been into space yet, this is how it works. You just fly up until you leave the atmosphere. So the village is, let's see, where is the village from here? It's south. So yeah, the village is right back there. There it is. It's right there, right behind my ship now. So that's how close it was. It was just, it was silly how close that was. And there's a piece of the ship. Yeah, the nice thing with the SV, you get a great vantage point. You can see a lot of stuff, and especially when there's not a lot of fog. So now we're going out into space, and I'm hoping that there's not a ton of drones. So let's check out the map real quick. So here's the map. This shows you where the Sathium asteroids are, and it looks like there's one right in front of me. And the other thing you can do on this map is three-dimensional. So as you can see, the stuff that's on the plane shows as on the plane, and that little grid up there on your map, and the little line shows how high above or below the thing is over the plane. So if you look at this one here, this one is above the plane, and as I rotate, it will go below the plane. And so it shows you how far it is. So basically you want to get it, you want to spin until you get something on the plane, and then you can turn to navigate to it. It's an easy way to do that. Those of you who played Elite in the 80s on old computers probably remember that type of mapping system. That's where I first saw it. I don't know if that's the original, who came up with that or what. But anyway, here is our, and I should put my helmet on before I forget. Oh, that's why I was running out of oxygen. I was running around with my helmet on. Not sure why. But Sathium ore, here we go. You can see it now, the yellow stuff. And I don't see any space drones, so it looks like I can just mine however I please, as slowly and lazily as I want to, without anything attacking me, which honestly is kind of lame. But let's see here. We'll get external view, and we'll pull right up here to the asteroid, because for some reason I can't tell how close I am in the internal view. Okay. And we'll take that, turn the lights off, and here we go. So when you get into space, you're kind of stuck and you can't move and stuff, so you need to turn on your jetpack. And I always forget that, to turn on my jetpack when I go into space. So we'll take our drill. Oh, I almost thought I forgot the drill. That sucked. Okay, we have the drill, and I'll turn on my key spammer, and here we go. We can collect our asteroid, our Sathium from the asteroid. Now if you don't have the T key going, this stuff can float off. Let me see. At least as far as I know it used to. Let's see. Maybe they changed that so it doesn't float off. Yeah, see, it floats off into space, and if you're not grabbing it, it just flies away, and you lose a lot of it. And so because of that, they make it, I think that's why they make it so that you get tons of Sathium when you mine. It's really quick compared to all the other ores. You mine Sathium really quick. It's very dense, the amount you get out of a deposit. And so if you have the key spamming and you get all of it instead of having a lot of it fly out into space, it's like overpowered how much you get. And so I assume the same thing happens with the tier 2 drill, where you get tons and tons and tons of Sathium. And so I'm going to grab all these. There we go. So yeah, I assume with the T2 you get tons of Sathium too, which would actually be kind of nice for those people that need it, that need the auto gathering thing. So anyway, I'm going to empty out this thing. Maybe, yeah, I'll empty out this drill pack and see how much we get out of it. You probably get like 500-600 out of one drill pack, whereas compared to the other ones you get 200. So we'll see. And I will have to try the tier 2 drill and see how much you get out of that sometime later. Man, that scared me. I looked at the marker, and it said, it looks like, if you look at the marker up here, it looks like the ship is way out there in space. Because I didn't see the ship on the screen, I just saw the marker. I'm like, where did my ship go? It's floating off. And we're almost done here. We get all this Sathium ore. Yeah, this is a lot more dangerous when you have space drones flying around, which I'm surprised they don't have those anymore in here. I'll have to check that out. But the space drones are fast little ships. They are not like the planetary drones that are slow. Let's see how much we got. We got 852 Sathium ore in one charge. So here we go, and did I just jump out of the ship? Yeah, because I had T going. Okay. There we go. Alright, and so we're going to head, and I'm going to leave those chunks of ore there just to drive people nuts. And we're going to head back to the planet, and this little peninsula here points at our base, which is right up there, so should be able to go straight back to base. And, oh, I did see a drone there. And there's Thermica Station. Yeah, there are space drones. So we will have to come up and fight those later. But we're not going to do that today. We are out of time for today. And so I will see you guys in episode 8. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to play around with some drone attacks and maybe get set up to build a CV. So join me in episode 8, and we will see you then. Later!